I always tell my wife that she married a 10. My body's a 3, my personality is a 4, and certainly my face has enough to make up for the other 3. Seriously, though, so many times we turn dating into this game of who's the highest I can snag, and we rank people as if they're a property or a commodity. One time when I was at my church, I was kind of listening in on a conversation a group of guys were having, and I've always said that my spiritual gift is eavesdropping. I can hear the conversation from across the room, which my wife says is definitely a spiritual gift because I don't hear a thing that she says, even when I'm standing right next to her. But anyway, marriage aside, I was listening to this group of guys and they're talking about girls and maybe who they should ask out. And one of the guys brought up the name of a specific girl, and the other guy thought about it. He's like, she's only a 7 and I'm holding out for an 8. And I really want to step in there and say, well, you're only a 2. So how does that add up in your math? But thankfully, I was filled with the Spirit that day and I held my tongue. But it goes to show this game we've turned it into. And when guys have standards like that, I really want to ask, on whose scale are you ranking them? Like, what is making a girl a 10 in your eyes, and what is making her not a 10? And I think it's really, really concerning because many times how we view women or men, if you're, a woman, doesn't have to do with godliness or character. It has to do with how your mind has been warped by pornography. It comes from unrealistic expectations that society has built for you for marriage. Maybe it comes from how they make you feel and fulfilling your own insecurities. And many times when people give us this warm, fuzzy feeling, it's because we love the way they make us feel because they're fulfilling some type of insecurity, some type of idolatry in our life. And that is such a shallow way of dating and pursuing someone in marriage. I'm so thankful that I have a wife who has been so full of grace towards me in my past, because I have a past and she doesn't in the same way, yet she still understands that she's in need of the gospel on a daily basis. And I appreciate that because many times I also see guys have these standards for marriage of, well, I'm this good church guy and I'm a virgin, so I'm only going to marry a woman who's a virgin. And I think that that is so short-sighted, and it undermines the work that God can do in someone's life. It undermines the righteousness that Christ gives us when we surrender to him. And it undermines really his redemptive power. And it's coming from a place of kind of self-righteousness and thinking I'm deserving, but not only am I deserving of something certain, but also these certain women are less than. And so I really think that that's short-sighted and unbiblical. And so we need to really evaluate, what are the standards in which I'm looking for? Am I looking for godly character? Am I looking for someone who can come alongside me and help me grow in my relationship with Christ? Am I looking for someone that I can do kingdom-focused, gospel-centered work with for the rest of my life? Because that should be a vision for marriage, with the understanding that I have everything I need in Jesus. Therefore, whoever God brings to me as a spouse, I can love them unconditionally because I have everything I need in Jesus. So I can love them regardless of how they return it or what they do for me. And it's ultimately not about me. It's about me surrendering my life to Jesus, and therefore giving of myself as a sacrifice and dying to myself to love this person. I think that's a beautiful picture of marriage, and would be very well served to change our standards to godliness and character, not some superficial, artificial scale of who do you think I can snag in this game that we call dating. Oh, by the way, if you do want to show off how great your wife is, check out our merchandise section. We do have these really great t-shirts. It says, "My wife is holier than yours." And so you can sport this around and show off that you have a very holy wife. She'll love it, I promise.